All right. Ooh, that's pretty.
Thank you.
No one else can see it yet.
Nope.
Ta-da!
Good morning. Welcome to our Monday.
I can't even, I think I tilted it down. I couldn't even see my head standing up. Good morning. Welcome to the Sun Dragon Sideshow.
The Adventures of Liz and Rebecca.
That was my best soothing voice since this is hurting a little this morning. We're already hitting the ground running, as I was saying in a text to Liz this morning, because we have orders to fill. We have a sale. Don't let us forget to tell you about the sale that people are already taking advantage of. Pop-up sale. Woo! But we're gonna make you wait. Although I don't know. I'm gonna wait.
Sorry.
Don't apologize, just get it out.
I'm trying.
I know. I said you sneeze, that takes, I mean, if you apologize, that takes up oxygen that you need to get your sneezes out. Okay. No, there's a rhythm to them, and I just wait. I usually, like, at the beginning I was saying bless you right away, and then I was like, then I'm gonna be saying it like 1,600 times. I'm just gonna wait. Looks like I don't care, but I do.
She really does. When she says bless you, then I have to say thank you.
And then her breath catches and she sneezes again. Okay. Hi, I'm Rebecca. I'm the owner of Sun Dragon Art and Fiber in sunny and trying to be nice weather, but it's gonna rain this afternoon, Brevard, North Carolina.
I'm Liz. I'm the minion there.
And to stay on weather for a second, there's the old wives' tale, or the whatever, I don't know the proper name for it, of in August.
Fog.
Yeah, you count the foggy days in August.
It's Appalachian folklore.
I knew there was a proper name for it. Appalachian folklore. Appalachian folklore says you count the number of foggy days in August, mornings in August, and it's how many snowstorms, or it's how bad the weather's going to be in the winter.
Yeah, for a heavy fog, you can like mark down that it could be a heavy snow, and for a light fog, it could be a light snow. And
how many non-foggy days do you think
Bernie's
we've had?
counted one.
One, that it's the 10th of August. One day has not been foggy. I come down, there's an overlook I go by as I'm leaving Conisty, where you can see the mountains and the valley. And lately when I go by, it looks like there's a lake there because the fog has settled. Like you see this white, the mountains are poking above this sheet of white. And I go, oh, it's foggy again. That's what I'm going to be driving through to get to the shop. So yeah, that will, everyone take note so that when winter hits and you're still watching us, you can gauge how bad the winter is around here. You can see if this played out or not.
Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
But it's Appalachian folklore, so
yeah.
We pay attention.
I saw a Charlotte News article on it, and they're like, it really doesn't work here, but for some reason,
but maybe they're not Appalachian enough.
Well, they're down the mountain, like you kind of go outside of the mountains to get to Charlotte.
Maybe it's just the Appalachian Mountains. And for all you Northerners, like I am saying it right for being down here. You might say, that sounds funny. That's not how we say it. It's not how you say it up north. It's how we say it down here in North Carolina. So that's a discussion for another day, probably, because it has nothing to do with yarn. Yeah. But you know, you learn all kinds of fun stuff from us once in a while. So anyway, how was your weekend? Oh, I gotta look.
No, it was weekend.
It was a weekend.
I took the weekend off from my Papillons because I walk by it all the time because it's in a project bag in my bedroom. And
you walk by this?
And I decided it was probably time to pull this out again.
You've gotten some good progress done on it.
I've got almost 3 stripes done.
Yay, crochet. You can get good progress done.
Friday.
That's gorgeous. It looks like you've got little, okay, when I look at the camera here, and we're still playing around, this is still the computer and not the phone, so not super high quality, but this pops. Look at that. In person, this is more muted than it looks on the screen right now, but it looks like little flowers. I'm sorry, you were saying Friday?
Friday, I was working on the single crochet row of this purple. So I have done 1, 2, 3, 4 and I'm working on the single crochet of the
And some
next
of you
couple.
might be saying, so you did 4 rows. So what? Can you hold it up so they can see what 4 rows means?
Yeah.
Can I help? Or
Yeah.
can you what?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look, you can see the different dye lots.
Oh yeah.
This is also a conversation. Can we hold it side the other? See this?
Yeah.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying. I don't want to lose
There's
your.
the corner.
That's the corner. Oh, I
That's the
see.
corner.
Okay. So 4 rows, and this is teeny tiny yarn. So 4 rows around the whole outside of this is a row. Teeny tiny yarn.
Yeah.
I don't know. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. But look at, okay, so this is also our, when we talk about when you're using a hand dyed yarn, a tonal hand dyed especially, sometimes they recommend that you alternate skeins. And Liz, tell the story of this.
So I got 2 skeins that I thought were pretty similar
When we held them side
when
by
we
side.
held them side by side.
We let people pick out the ones they think are the best.
Yep.
With this type of yarn. This is Fiber Spates by Bacious 4-ply.
And I said, because it's crochet, I'm not going to alternate my skeins. And if you look, old skein, new skein.
Mm-hmm. But it's still really cool looking.
Yeah.
It's still gonna, it's now a design element.
And looking at this is nowhere near as big as I want it. So I'm going to finish this repeat.
Aggressive blocking.
Oh, no.
No.
I'm going to,
Okay.
well, that too. But I'm going to finish this repeat. So I'll do the purple and I'll have 2 more colors to add. And then I'm going to do 2 rows of the teal. And then I'm going to double these rows and do another repeat.
Do you have enough yarn for that?
I think I do.
Okay, cool.
So,
It's,
and if not, I might just do a single row.
Is this almost the end of it? Like the pattern?
The pattern, like, will have me go 2 more rows
Mhm.
and then do a couple of rows in the blue filling in and then a lace border. But that's it. Like, and I'm like, that's not big enough.
I mean, if you actually had a half shawl stretcher, it could get huge, but still might not be big enough. All right, I'm gonna give you that back.
So I'm going to add another border.
So you may have said this, but I'm almost headachy today and I just took some ibuprofen for it. What is the name of that shawl?
I want to say it's my Milky Way shawl.
Milky Way. That does make sense. Yes.
Because
The
like
galaxy one.
the one she did was dark, and then it had light into a gold and then back out. And so it looked like the Milky Way coming down in the middle. And
I've been somewhere where there's so little light pollution, you can see the Milky Way overhead. It's pretty cool. So not the darkest place ever. It would look even cooler if there was like no light pollution at all. But that's very cool. Excellent. I want to segue into my crochet, but I also want to show off what I finished. So
you finished?
She sounds surprised.
Well, I knew you were close to finishing, but
Of course I was going to finish it. And then I was going to keep working on my crochet piece. So I went to bed very late last night.
you had a nap.
I did, which meant I wasn't tired either. So that's probably why I have a headache this morning. This is the front side. Okay. This is not blocked, but I finally finished, and so narrow. That's just what's left over.
I know.
If you want to show people. That's all that's left of my second skein of 2 skeins of Cumulus Dappled.
Oh,
Look
wow.
how pretty.
That is really pretty.
This is the Emilia wrap, and it is you increase. It's technically a crescent shawl. You increase on this part. It's all garter, which is knitting every row, but you increase 10 stitches every 4 rows in this, and I think I did it right.
Squishy.
I mean, that I have that much left means I think I did it right. And then at the end, a couple days ago, I was almost done. Well, yesterday morning, I was almost done with this lace work. And if I block it, even though it's cotton, if I block it, it should get a little bit bigger. But I did finish it because this has been sitting in timeout for, not like the end of the world length timeout, but I started this a while ago. And then I kept starting new projects. And so this is 2 skeins of a really soft. I haven't separated it from the ball yet. So I'm trying to put this on. With that, I'm stuck in my yarn. That's okay.
You need assistance.
No, I'm okay. I probably do, but I'm okay. Okay, trying to turn this so I can. It's nice and long, and the Cumulus yarn. It's written by Claudia Wersing for the Cumulus yarn, and here, let me play around. Ends are not woven in, of course. It is not blocked, but now it's been coughed into. But the length of it means I could do something like this. I could make it drapier. And hopefully if it grows even more, like cotton, there's some nebulousness to whether cotton really will take blocking and shaping. And I'll show you how it looks. So remember how wide it was. I'll see if I can measure it before I block it. And then after I block it. And I have to see, I don't know if on the picture, it says block carefully. That's all the instructions say, is block
So
carefully.
you probably don't want a lot of aggressive.
You probably don't want to pull it huge. I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna see if I can even out. There's always a little bit of a top pucker when you do a crescent. I'm gonna see if I can even that out to be a little straighter. I'm gonna see if I can open up the lace work at the bottom just a hair, but I'm probably not gonna be pulling with pins to try to make points and stuff because this has increases and decreases happening. So I could try to scallop it. I have to look at her photos to see, like her sample and the pattern, to see if she scalloped it or not. And then I'll play around with how to wear it so the lace work actually shows, because right now it doesn't show very much. But the lace work was fun. It's not a big lace work section.
What you looking for?
I'm looking for my phone. Oh, it's over there. Never mind. I was going to look up the picture of the pattern to see what hers does, but I'll just get back to y'all on that when I block it. So this is, the Cumulus is really soft cotton. And if anything, since it's a worsted weight cotton that's so soft, it's not necessarily a lightweight, like it can work for summer, but it can work for summer when there's a breeze,
Going
because
in the grocery store.
It's not that it's heavy either, but it's got some density to it, I would say, in terms of being warm enough.
It would also be a great winter wrap for places that don't necessarily get super cold.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like for the evenings,
Mm-hmm. It's warm and soft without being a lot of times if cotton is twisted, it gets heavy really fast. And but I'm trying to use a different word than dense because this has a density of warmth to it, but it's a chainette. So it's not weighing down around my neck right now. It's fluffy. It's a fluffy cotton, and cotton is not necessarily, when you think of knitting with it, you think of the dishcloth stuff, you think of the things that are tightly spun, and they're not fluffy. And this is very fluffy. And the dappled, you get some stripies out of it.
It almost looks like a rose-colored painted desert.
Ooh, it's called flamingo something or other. But ooh.
Yeah, but like if a painted desert were mostly in pinks,
mm-hmm.
That's what.
And here is what, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. But here's my question to you all: is this just takes two scoops. This takes two skeins of any of the Cumulus yarns, so it would look lovely in any of our rainbows that we have. The ones that change color throughout the whole thing. It would be two skeins of it. So it would change color and then change back if you did it in the right order. Any of our dappled, we don't have a whole lot of dappled in stock, and they're changing the color palette up on us, and some things are in stock and some things are not. But here's my question to you all: is it's a wrap that takes two skeins of yarn, usually the same color skein. Would you, as a knitter or crocheter, rather that we list kits that just say, hey, look, we've bundled these two skeins for you, click and buy? Or would you rather go pick out your own yarn for this? It's not us parent. That's my dilemma with kits, is when it's a single color, I'm like, just go pick out the color, is where my brain goes to, because I want to give you choice. But some people like options packaged for them. And so if you can mention in the comments or send us an email or whatever you want to do, weigh in on that. Would you, even if it's 2 skeins of the same color, would you like to see kits listed that that just make it easier? Or would you rather, when we're talking about this, go pick out your own yarn? You know what yarn it is, go pick it out. What do you think? When we make kits, usually they do not include the tools in the pattern because we want to make sure the money gets to the pattern writer. And sometimes that's hard to orchestrate if we try to bundle it all together. So we can help you buy the pattern separately anyway. A lot of yarn stores do that. So a kit wouldn't be everything's included, because a lot of people already have the tools they need. They don't want the tools. And then some people want the tools. We would package that for
And
you. Attach that if you buy it.
Currently, with no plans for change, we only have a sample in the dappled. So if you are like, hey, I want to do the rainbow,
But I want to know what it looks like,
and I want to know what it looks like,
be pleasantly surprised.
we followed the pattern and it
Yeah.
called for dappled.
It called for dappled. It was fun because we don't have anything knit and dappled in the shop, so people can see how the dappled knits up. We have crocheted pieces in the rainbow. We have the Irish shawl that breaks up the rainbow, but kind of shows you the rainbow. So, yeah, let us know, because that's always my conundrum with kits. Kelly messaged me over the weekend and made a really good point of something I'm hopefully, if we're not just busy enough, I'm going to work on this, of wondering which of our kits online are knit and which are crochet, because it's not apparent. Like, you might be able to tell from the picture, but I think I'm going to have to start making that more explicit. So it helps knitters and crocheters focus in on the kits that will work for them. So I really appreciate Kelly reaching out and suggesting that, or I don't know if she was suggesting it, but she was just like, how do I tell? And I went, ooh, maybe I should work on that. I just have to find in my copious spare time. What's that? Spare time? That's a thing.
What?
Anyway, in my copious spare time for this week. So I last week noticed a crochet-a-long that was starting. And I went, ooh, this looks fun. And then I forced Liz to help me pick colors one night when we should have been leaving the shop. I think it was Friday, right? It's for knit night.
Friday.
And I'm proud of myself how much work I've already done. That's what I love about crochet. It can fly when you're really invested in it.
We were theoretically left unattended at the shop.
Theoretically.
You
And I put out a survey, and I might have already been leaning towards a color combo.
That's not a thing.
Some of the colors are up in front of the camera, not all on camera. I'm doing it in this color combo. This is the crochet-a-long is written for like a DK weight, a thin DK weight cotton acrylic blend. And it's not something we have in the shop. And I was thinking about maybe Pacific Sport and something else. These are all merinos or wool alpaca combos, like viscose combos. The round ones are Jody Long Alba. And this one that I skeined up is Juniper Moon Patagonia. They have equal yardage and pretty much equal feel. They're kind of a loose 2-ply twist, you know.
They play well with each other.
They play well with each other. And on top of that, the crochet pattern, it's going to be this gymongous blanket when it's done. And it's calling for like 5,000 yards of yarn. And each of these has 382. And a lot of DK weight yarns might only have 250. And that's a whole lot of numbers to throw at y'all. But it's one of those, some people are doing DK for this, and some people are doing like a fingering weight for this. I had a thought that, and I know I'm keeping you all in suspense, but I had a thought that a fingering weight one would look really cool in combos of Queensland United Foursome, because there's just so much yarn on those.
Yes.
But I've already started this, and I'm already doing a different crochet piece out of a Queensland United Foursome. It's potentially going to take up to 16 skeins of this yarn if her math or her estimations are right. I have no idea if they are. I don't even know if she fully knows if they are. I think it was based on some averages of some of the testers. But there's one spot on this crochet-a-long where she was like, I'm still not done with the pattern, so I'm not sure. And I don't know if then she was done and she didn't take that part out. I don't know. But it's a beautiful pattern. It's called Charlotte's Universe. It's by I can't remember her name now. It's like Deirdre or something, but I'm getting that wrong. I know her Instagram handle. I can't remember that either because head is a little off. But we will put it, I'll make sure I have it in the comments. I started it during knit night, and I'm still trying to catch up because parts 1 through 3 were released last week and part 4 was released this week. I'm still in part 3.
She started it, got through a couple of row things and decided the hook she was using was too big. So she pulled it out and restarted.
Yeah, because
all on the same night.
Yeah. Well, because it calls for like a G hook. And I didn't like how loose and floppy. It still got some floppiness into it that may or may not block out, but this might be so big it's not going to block out. I went down to actually a D. I was going to go down to an E, but D was what I had in my house. And I'm kind of hitting gauge. It might be a little tight, but it's not very tight. And I don't think an E is going to make a difference. I'm a super loose crocheter, and she mentioned that she's a very tight crocheter. But not that you have to hit gauge, but she says you might want to measure after certain rows to make sure you're hitting gauge, because then the estimates of yarn will be mostly correct. Because if yours is coming out bigger than hers, you're going to use a lot more yarn, is the theory, the working theory. But this is where I am right now. This is the, see, it doesn't really go flat. Like it's a little puckery. When I tried to lay it out flat for photos this morning, like the corners, these corners were like, and it wasn't going to lie flat. And we'll just see. It may not ever lie flat. Can you raise it up a little higher? Because yeah, isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. And I did some for my morning meditation this morning. The morning meditation where I was doing some front post double crochet or triple crochet 2 togethers is racking up the views because it just looks cool. This morning's was just doing these little, like showing what the cool things you can do with chains and slip stitches. And it may not get as many views, but I thought it was still fun. I also discovered it's really hard to count and skip stitches when you're watching your crocheting through a camera lens. I had to redo one of these sides a couple times, but I'm gonna bring it in closer so y'all can see some of the fun stuff. It starts with a flower in the center, and then you build out the square, and then you build 4 individual triangles off the sides to make the square change into a diamond. And now I'm working off of new corners, and we're just going to see how it lies as I keep going. It may or may not lie flat. I don't know, but I'm having fun. So when I first was listing combos for this, I had some people like Nicole, shout out to Nicole, saying I'd buy a kit with that. We might have to find you something else to make if A, you are not a crocheter. I can't remember, Nicole. I think you do both. Or B, you don't want to buy as much as you need for this crochet along. If anything, I'm going to have to order. Like if someone wants to jump into the crochet along, I might not have enough skeins of this.
How many?
I want to say it's 8 or 9 of color 1 skeins of color 1.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be 2 or 3 of these and 2 or 3 of these. So I probably have 10 of these in stock right now, including the one I'm holding. So
it's almost like special order because
that's the problem. I want to hook people up for this crochet along. Is going to take a lot of yarn. So these guys are $20, just under $20, and these guys are $16. So it is an heirloom piece investment is what it would be if you want to make it out of this. And we have some acrylic combos and acrylic blends that you could try this out with, and really fun colors and muted colors and all these fun things. But I'd have to do the math, because even though they're less expensive, you're going to need more skeins of them to make this work. And so anyone who wants to do this crochet along really should contact me so that we can see what we can come up with for you, because we may not have enough in the shop. And we may have to order for you.
We probably won't put kits up just because A, we don't have enough in the shop, and B, if a color happened to be back ordered, we'd be sad.
Yeah.
So
we'd have to look into a lot of things before we did that. But if you want to try this, There's like the triangles on the side with the blue. There's baubles and puffs, and there's fun things. And I think all of it is very doable. If you have basic knowledge of crochet and you want to experiment with different techniques, I'm happy to help you with it, help you along with it. We could do a couple of lessons and check-ins. And that reminds me that I have an email from someone about trying to work on a project, and I'm going to have to get back to her. So, and someone's calling, but we're not open for 10 minutes. So they're going to have to leave a message and we'll get back to them. And we just got the alert that, oh, it only rang once. That's weird. We just got an alert that our first shopping appointment is in 10 minutes because we had all those online orders. So we got going late. So let me move to the business end of this, because we should probably wrap up. I apologize that it is a short episode today. Although if you started from the beginning, you know that we can do shorter. In fact, we did at the beginning because we were panicking about taking up too much of people's time.
People won't watch anything longer than like 10 minutes.
Yeah. If we want to get views, we got to make it short.
Oh, we were so sad.
We were so insecure back then because YouTube, how do we do YouTube? We're still not masters of this by any stretch of the imagination, but hi, we're still here. Okay. So it's going to be a day.
Oh yeah.
So it's our anniversary month. And we already have a special going that for 4 purchases this month, you can earn extra stamps. Like you can do it 4 times and then we're not giving extra stamps anymore, but you have to go over $40, like every increment, because it's our 4-year anniversary, 4 times this month. Every $40 in multiple, I'm trying to find the right words for this. You earn an extra stamp. So if you go over $40, you're going to get 5 stamps. This is before tax. If you go over $80, you'll get 2 extra stamps. You'll get 10 stamps instead of 8. That kind of fun thing. That's running all month long. We mentioned pop-up sales. We're having our first one starting today and going through Thursday. So if you're watching this on a random day catching up, that is August 10th through August 12th. If you're watching this on August 13th, I apologize, but get on it. No, watch things at your own time. It's totally fine. Know that we might have other social media type sales, and you really should follow us on Instagram or Facebook to get those notification of that. Okay. Who's trying to go away? Okay. Someone was just trying to call me, and that means I have to do this because it makes the video go away, even though it's still filming. Anyway, where was I? Yes. Pop-up sale for 3 days. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, August 10th through, no, what the?
Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday.
I was interrupted by my phone. You should be doing the vamp, Liz. Okay.
August 10th through 12th.
August 10th through 12th, whatever days those are. They happen to be filming days for us, which kind of makes it convenient. So August 10th through 12th. I think they just left me a voicemail and they're going to have to deal. We are giving you the shop birthday discount. So I'm messing this up, Liz.
So
this was
our
her
birthday
idea.
month. Let's do a birthday discount. Everybody gets to save 20%. And your special code was
shop birthday, no spaces.
Shop.
It's the shop's birthday.
Yeah.
So shop birthday.
No spaces.
SHOPBIRTHDAY. Right?
Yes.
Okay. I can't spell out loud to save my life. That code in the online shop, someone has already used it this morning. That code in the online shop will save you 20%. Or you can come into the shop and say the password is shop birthday. We won't automatically be giving you 20% off. If you give us the code, which went out in my newsletter, my weekly email newsletter yesterday, it's on social media. We're telling it to you now at the shop or online, but only if you use the code, because everybody gets 20% off for their birthdays once a year. We're giving you the shop's birthday discount for the next 3 days. Use it or lose it, people. I hope that wasn't confusing because my brain is apparently off kilter this morning.
So
not a thing.
the rest of our schedule tonight is knit night.
Mhm.
On
I already
Zoom,
put a thing up on social media about that too.
Yep.
I'm on it this morning, which is why my brain's falling apart.
our code to get into the Zoom sit and stitch from 6 to 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. The code is 828-877-3550.
Shop phone number. Yay.
Shop phone number.
Tomorrow is the VSC. We will try to sell you yarn at 15% off. You can't combine the discounts. So for the next 3 days, use the 20% off. And then if you watch this too late for that, you still can save until the following Wednesday on whatever we talk about tomorrow with 15% off with the code product of the week. Not to be confusing.
Thursday is Dear Becky and Lizzy.
We have one comment on one of our recent videos that I'd like to remember to turn into a that episode, and maybe
and we have an email.
We have an email. So we have plenty to talk about on Thursday. We don't have to vamp like last Thursday. And Friday there'll be another sit and stitch from 6 to 9 p.m. again. We've already gone over the details on that. And let's see. Anything we're doing for our anniversary, you need to pick your Dragon Dollar rewards or shop credit to use, or use the anniversary sale stuff. You can't combine them. Save them for another day. Pick which one saves you more money or gives you more stuff, right? We can help you discern that if you'd like to. But if you come up and say, I want extra stamps and I want to use my credit, we're going to say, I'm sorry, you can't do that. So,
like, subscribe. We are getting closer.
we got over 560 subscribers, which we're very excited about. That's part of our yay flash sale, because things are moving. So more people subscribe, the more we work towards other sales at other times. So please subscribe. Please consider, if you'd like to support us financially, other than buying us yarn, or if you don't need yarn, we do have a Patreon account. You can become a patron. You'll see their names at the end of this video. And we were joking around today before we started filming that we should have a higher level support us, where one of the things you earn is you get to come in and see what life is like for us for a day. Because, oh my gosh. Start a yarn shop, they said. It'll be fun. You'll have time to sit around and knit.
They lied.
You see that happening sometimes on social media. That's very rare. That's when we scramble to get everything else done. So we love you all and we miss you, but it's almost time for our shopping appointment to come in, and she's already here. So sign up to come in if you'd like to come in and shop, or take your chances and come by to see if we're full or not, but bring your mask. If you don't have one, we can give you one, but we would like everyone to wear masks inside the shop. If you are not a fan of masks, I will respect that and help you shop outside. So, because we want to protect everybody, because this is ramping up again, people. So apparently I'm going to choke on my what?
Yarn lung?
Yes. Y'all have a good day, and we will see you tomorrow, and I'll try not to pass out from coughing until then. How about that? All right. Bye. Ooh, I'm still attached to this.
Uh-oh.